Alright, so just as we all presumed, we're gonna get brand new artifacts for the brand new Solar Raid event for Superman, and somebody actually sent me the leaks of every single brand new artifact that we're gonna get, and what every single artifact is gonna do. So starting off with the very first artifact, the Kryptonite gloves, it gives you 25% damage reduction from blocking, it gives you a 75% damage for basic, tag, and swipe attacks, and for the bonuses for the Solar Raid event, it gives you 12,000 extra bonus, and it gives you 40,000 extra health when you max it out at level 10. So the 25% damage reduction from blocking, that's really not that big of a deal considering the fact that we're going to get extra bonuses, but the 75% damage for basic attack hits, that's going to be really cool depending on what characters you want to use. Like for example, if you want to use that on a character like Predator Batman, it's not going to be that great, but if you want to use it on a team like the Justice League team, that's going to be really cool. So it's really just up to what you're going to do with this artifact. That depends whether or not it's going to be good or it's going to be bad. Moving on to the next artifact, it's called the Kryptonite Ring. 25% power generation and 100% chance on specials to disable an opponent's special 3 and super move for 7.5 seconds. And at level 10, it gives you an extra bonus on the Kryptonite event, 12,000 attack and 40,000 health. So the bonuses are exactly the same as the previous artifact, but this one gives you 25% power generation, and it gives you 100% chance on special to disable an opponent's special 3 and super move for 7.5 seconds. So the 25% power generation, I've always felt like that should have been a part of the game, like whether it be in a different artifact or in a different character as a passive. So I'm really excited that that's finally going to come to the game. But the second part of this artifact, it's really not that big of a deal, at least not in my opinion, but at least you do get a lot of bonuses for using this in the Kryptonite event, so that's really cool. Anyways, moving on to the third artifact, it is called Kryptonite Bullets. 100% chance to power drain 3 power bars on range attacks, and it gives you a 75% special attack damage against opponents with less than 5 power bars, and the bonuses actually are exactly the same as the last two artifacts. So you're going to get 12,000 attack and 40,000 health bonus for the Kryptonite event. The first part of this artifact, I'm really not that big of a fan of, just because normally whenever you do range attacks, the opponent just seems to jump over them or just ignore them, so I'm really not that big of a fan of the first part. But the second part, this one actually looks a little bit interesting. This is definitely going to give those characters that have power drain a little bit more value, because if you power drain your opponent and they have less than 5 power bars, you're going to do 75% more damage on specials. So, you know, depending on what character you're going to use with this artifact, this is going to be really good. And there's a lot of characters that have power drain. Anyways, moving on to the next artifact, it's called Flashing Blade, and it gives you a 100% damage boost on basic attack hits for each buff on an opponent, and it also gives you gain heal on hit on all basic attack hits for 10 seconds every single time an opponent receives a timed buff. But the really big thing about this artifact is the extra bonuses for the specific event, which is the Superman event. This one is going to give you 20,000 attack bonus, and it's going to give you 64,000 health bonus, which is way higher than the previous artifacts that we've looked at. So I really like the effects for the regular effects, like the extra damage boost on basics and the heal, because that's really going to help you out when you're going to use characters like the League of Anarchy team and the Justice League team. And on top of that, you're going to get even higher bonuses on the event. So I really do like this artifact, and I really do want to get this artifact. Anyways, moving on to the next artifact, we're going to look at the ASTRO harness, which was in Injustice 1 Mobile as well. This one says, upon wearers or an opponent's tag-in, you blast an opponent with an Astro Force beam with 150% of the wearer's attack. So basically, whenever if you're wearing the Astro harness or an opponent tag in, you do a lot of attack right away. That's going to be really good in Arena. The second part says, each time an opponent is KO'd by the Astro Force beam, this attack gets a 100% damage boost. Oh my god, that is going to be really good in Arena, man. Once you kill one opponent when they tag when they tag in with the beam, the next beam is going to do a lot more damage. That is really really good. This is going to benefit those characters that just have a lot of attack, like Multiverse Armored Supergirl, because Multiverse the Flash already gives her a bunch of crit chance and crit damage. So for her, she's just going to have a lot of attack, and she's going to do insane amounts of damage with this beam. I'm really, really excited to see what people can do with that. Anyways, the final bonus says 30% damage reduction from basic attack hits. Okay, so that's kind of just a, little extra bonus, but it's there. So that's really, really good. And for the actual bonuses for the event, this one gives you 20,000 attack and 64,000 health, which is the exact same as the previous artifact and a lot more than the other artifacts that we were looking at earlier. So overall, the Astro Harness was really, really good in Injustice 1 Mobile, and it looks like it's going to be really, really good in Injustice 2 Mobile as well. I'm really excited for this one, to be honest. Moving on to the next artifact, this one is called Kryptonite Spear, and it's got 3 different parts to it. Number 1, all specials with combos above 20 are unblockable and bypass special abilities that block. The second part says the maximum number of combo meter hits that affects damage bonuses for specials is increased to 70 hits, resulting in 150% extra damage. And the third part says, upon specials usage, heal for 0.85% for every single combo meter hit. Oh my god, dude, okay. This one doesn't really seem like that big of a deal when you first look at it, because it just looks like it has to do with the combo meter, but all the bonuses that come from it are really, really good. The first part it's really not that big of a deal, because if you know how to play the game, the opponent's not going to block most of the time when you use your specials anyways. But the second part and the third part is really, really, really good, considering the fact that there's a lot of really strong characters and a lot of people that heal. Whenever you do a combo, you're going to heal up and you're going to do more damage. That is insane. Oh my god, and I just noticed, you get even more bonuses for the Solar Raid event for Superman, because in the bottom, you get 32,000 attack bonus, and I think that says 100,000 health bonus. Jesus, oh my god, that is a really, really big step up from the other artifacts. And I thought the ones that we talked about before this one had crazy bonuses. This one gives you even more. Oh my god, this one is going to be very difficult to get. I can already tell. Okay, so that's definitely one that I really, really, really want to get. The next one that we're going to look at is called the Kryptonite Knife. This one gives you 35% critical attack chance on basics, and it gives you 100% critical attack damage on basics. And the bonuses for using this in the event, it gives you 12,000 attack and it gives you 40,000 health bonus. Okay, so this artifact doesn't really seem that impressive compared to the Kryptonite Spear that we just looked at, which, by the way, let me say this one more time, it is absolutely insane. But the Kryptonite Knife does give you a couple of extra bonuses that you could use depending on what characters you're going to use. But overall, the Kryptonite Spear, it's so unfair, man. The Kryptonite Spear is so good that I feel like the next artifacts that we read have to be very, very, very good in order to, compete with the Kryptonite Spear. But overall, I'm not saying that the Kryptonite Knife is not good. It's just not as good as the Kryptonite Spear. Either way, moving on to the next artifact, this one is called Metallo's Power Source. You get a 100% chance to resist stuns and dots, gaining 3 power bars when resist happens, and when blocking incoming specials, 100% of the block damage is accumulated and can be dealt back to an opponent with the next special, and it resets upon tag out. And the bonuses for the event, it gives you 20,000 attack and 64,000 health. Okay, so the first part of this artifact looks really, really good depending on what your opponent can do. If your opponent does a lot of dot damage, it's going to be really, really cool because you're going to fill up your power bar incredibly quickly. And the second part is a little bit more versatile. You can use it wherever you want as long as you block the incoming specials on the opponent. So overall, I do like this artifact. I think it's really, really good, and it does give you a decent amount of attack and health bonuses for the Solar Raid event. Anyways, moving on to the next artifact. This one is called Beta Club. And the first part says, apply dot with 500% damage for 15 seconds on swipe attacks. Okay, let me pause that. Let me pause that for 1 second. That looks like this could be really, really good with Heartbreak or Harley Quinn. Okay, I'm just saying. The second part says an opponent's power generation is slowed by 50% when dot is active on them, and it gives you 20,000 attack bonus, and it gives you 64,000 health bonus. Jesus Christ. Okay, so this is a media core bonus artifact. In other words, it doesn't give you the least amount, but it doesn't give you the most amount for the bonuses for solo raids. But 500% extra damage for 15 seconds on swipe attacks. If you have Heartbreaker Harley Quinn, if you have Arkham Knight Batman, and if you have Entangling Poison Ivy, this is going to do some serious damage. I really want to see what this could do with Heartbreaker Harley Quinn. It would look really interesting. Anyways, moving on to the final artifact. This one is called LEXCORP WARSUIT, and it's got a couple of different things going on. The first part says 100% chance to armor pierce on specials. That is really good no matter what game mode you play, especially in arena where a lot of people have a lot of defense. The second part says successful specials activate armor for 15 seconds that increase defense by 50% and activates tenacity that doesn't allow debuffs to be applied to the wearer. Okay, so that's going to be really good for defense if your opponent does a lot of really crazy things. The only thing that I'm wondering is what is considered a successful special. Is that when you get 40 hits on your combo meter, or is it just when you hit your special ability and the opponent doesn't block it? Either way, that is a really good bonus. The third part says plus 1.5% damage boost for every 1% of defense on an opponent. Okay, so again, that's going to be really good in arena because a lot of characters have a lot of defense, and in solo raids, that's not really going to be that great because not a lot of opponents in solo raids have a lot of defense, but it's still there, you know? It's still a bonus. And for the final part, it gives you 150% health bonus. So that's going to be really good to be tanky. And from the bottom bonuses that you get for the solo raid event, it looks like this artifact is going to be one of the best artifacts in there for this event, because this one gives you the most amount of bonuses. It gives you 32,000 attack and it gives you 100,000 health bonus, just like the Kryptonite Spear, which, by the way, the Kryptonite Spear is insane. I'm going to say that one more time, all right? I'm not going to mention that anymore. But it looks like the LEXCORP WARSUIT and the Kryptonite Spear are going to be the rarest of the rarest artifacts because they give you a lot of different buffs and they give you a lot of extra bonuses for the event. The LEXCORP WARSUIT definitely looks really good, but overall, I think the one that I have my eye on right now is the Kryptonite Spear. But either one that I get, either one of all of the ones that are new, whichever one I get, I'm going to be excited because it's brand new content, and I always like getting brand new content. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm going to make a separate video talking about which characters I think would be really good with which artifacts, but that's going to be a really long time to explain everything that's going on, so I'm just going to make that a separate video. I hope everyone has a good day, stay safe and stay clean, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching.